You take a look at the Premier League fixtures that are coming up over the next 48 hours, and there's certainly one, isn't there, that catches the eye, and that is the late game at Villa Park. Aston Villa taking on Arsenal. Aston Villa very much Arsenal's Achilles heel last season, doing the double over Arteta's side. We know what difference that would make in the title race. Should we take a look at the predictions that everyone is going for then? I'm going for a draw. Nedum and Craig going for Arsenal. But Shaka, you're going for a Villa win.
Yeah, I listen, as much as I pick Arsenal to win the title this season, I thought Villa simply outstanding in the opening day against West Ham, and it continues at home. My big concern with Villa is around the Champions League, which obviously...
OK, so because obviously no Champions League yet, they're OK.
So Villa are good. Villa are OK right now.
Villa are good. Craig, you disagree with this theory?
Well, they did have European competition last year. Not the Champions League. Aston Villa.
OK.
So they are playing European competition again.
So you're making an argument for Villa here?
Well, I'm just saying they had a trench of extra games last year as well. I mean, I don't think they'll cope in the Champions League, to be honest, with their squad. But it's great for them to be in there. What do you want to know?
I want to know why you believe Arsenal are going to go to Villa Park and get a victory.
Well, I'm just, to be honest with you, I'm simplifying it for you today. They're a better side. OK, simple as that.
But they were a better side last season, weren't they? And yet they couldn't get it done.
No, but that was last year. This year, I don't know.
No.
I like Aston Villa, but Arsenal are their better side. This is a big season for them, and this is an early... Last week was expected. You know, Wolves at home was expected. So this is an early season test for them, which I am expecting them to pass. Right? Simple as that.
This will be an interesting litmus test, isn't it, as to where Arsenal are. It's only week 2, but as Craig said, a little indicator, Nedum.
Yeah, it certainly will be. And I think obviously there are 1 or 2 players who will probably find their feet because they've not had as much of a pre-season as others. But I think it will be a good test. Last year, obviously, Villa got the 6 points against Arsenal. But what I would say is that I thought Villa were more impressive in the second game, which was the win at the Emirates. Because in the first game, I think it was the same week where they beat Man City, dominated Man City. Then the following game, they beat Arsenal. But I felt they were a bit more fortunate in that game. But as far as Arsenal go this season, I think they'll be understanding of the experiences of the last year. And I think Arteta will take a side up there prepared, knowing what to expect from the crowd, from those players. And as a consequence, I think I kind of stick with Craig as well. I think Arsenal are the better side. I think right now they're probably going to be in good enough shape to go up there and to win, but then still know if it doesn't go their way, it's not at that point where it can really define their season.
Is my prediction of a draw? Is that a bad result for Arsenal?
No, I don't think it's a bad result for either, given how good both those teams are. I think away from home, Arsenal happily take a draw against a team that did the double against them.
I don't think so, Shaq. Come on.
No, if you're Arsenal, you take that draw. You take that. I don't think it's a bad result at all, taking the draw against Arsenal. Against Villa, no. Nah, I don't think that's a bad result at all.
I mean, I just think Arsenal have to put a marker down again. I really do. And they're going to have to keep the pedal to the metal for as long as they can, right? Which they've not been able to do the last couple of years. They made a good fist of it, but for me, they really have to set the mark down this season. I think they can, and I think they would be disappointed if they went to Aston Villa and got a point, even though it's match day 2.
You see, for me, I think where Arsenal have come unstuck is the second half of the season. They've been fine in the first half. Well, certainly in comparison to Manchester City. They've been finer in the first half of the season than the second. So for them to win the title, they've got to have that consistency throughout. This part of the season, they're normally good. They draw points, as they did earlier on last season, but they're fine through the first half of the season. Where they'll be tested in terms of their title credentials is that running in the second half.